Okay. I was going to say hello, audience.
Hello. I just got it going.
Okay. Hello. I just turned in my first assignment.
Cool.
Of my master's career.
Yeah, you're a college grad.
Yay! I did
I'm
it.
super proud of you.
I love you. I know your letter was really cute this morning.
Thanks.
I liked your letter the other day too, where you're talking about how much your daughter loves me, because I love her too.
Yeah.
She just shouted, "Bye, I love you," in the bath.
Yeah.
It was cute.
So we had another run-in with your mom after graduation.
I told her to suck less this time, and she did.
She did.
Yep.
But I mean, this was more personal too. This was more, this wasn't like a social gathering of a bunch of family. And I mean, it kind of was, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She didn't have like other distractions and things like that. So she probably would have sucked less even without the warning, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, saying that there are like social distractions, like, yeah, I guess.
Right.
I find that to be a cop-out. Like, if you actually gave a shit, you would give a shit anyway.
Sure.
So I don't have a lot of faith that she would have even sat near you. Not to be rude, she just doesn't. She's very thoughtless.
Makes sense.
I told her, I'm like, you are going to speak to my boyfriend and you're going to listen because he's interesting and wonderful and I love him.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So sorry that I was like, yeah, I forced her to hang out with you. I didn't mean it that way, but I just told her we weren't going to do that again.
Yeah.
I also got her to verbally agree that she will never, ever claim me as a dependent ever again today.
That's good.
Yeah. She called me at lunch. I was like, I'm having the accountant like reading my taxes. I'm like, well, don't, because I found out that I get in-state tuition, and she about shit her pants and was like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, well, don't ever do that again. She said, okay, I won't. And she hung up and told the accountant to stop. Because refiling your taxes costs money. I didn't know that. So
yeah.
Fun.
Everything costs money when it's the government. This is mandatory, but you've got to pay to do it.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to. Well, you do to refile, but to file the first time, you just about have to pay to do it because it's so fucking complicated.
True, but that means you and I can do my taxes next year.
True.
Because no one else is ever doing my taxes for me again. So yeah. Hello.
So I went to therapy today.
Yes. How did it go?
It was good. My therapist listened to a bunch of our podcast.
Oh God, how much?
My therapist, I don't know. She said she listened to a good bit.
Oh God, hi, my boyfriend's therapist. I've only met her once.
She genuinely likes our podcast. She likes our voices. She thinks we have good speaking voices. And that may just be like just audio fidelity or something like that.
I don't know what that means, but probably.
Could be. Maybe we just have good voices. Who knows?
What's audio fidelity?
It sounds good.
Oh, okay.
It
means like our voices aren't cheating on each other.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Got it.
And she says that we cover really interesting topics. Of course, really like powerful stuff. She says a lot of the stuff we talk about is really powerful. But she says it's when we basically just drop a topic and move on to something like politics or something like that, it completely like loses her.
Noted. I mean, fair. I think that would happen with a lot of people because no one likes talking about politics.
True.
I mean, some people do, I guess, but no one, like majority of people do not like that. It's not related to personal growth in a lot of ways.
That's true. Most people probably think I'm politically insane by this point, so.
I mean, same.
Yeah. So it's probably just a whole lot of, what the fuck is that guy talking about? No. You're sorry you don't have any empathy and you want all people to die.
Oh, God. It's okay. Just give him like a couple months and you'll really like him. Happy 4 months, by the way.
Yay. We've been dating for 4 months.
We don't hate each other yet.
Nope. This is episode 14 of Are You With Me Right Now?
14?
Yep, this is 14.
You need to put 12 and 13 up.
We're not putting 13 up. Yes, 12 needs to go up.
Oh, well then why isn't this one 13?
Because it's 14.
Okay. 13 was terrible.
13's the haunted episode.
You're right. It was the worst.
I think we can revisit some of those ideas now, though. I think we've calmed down.
Oh, God.
I mean, we don't have to.
No, I truly think we shouldn't, because that was the conclusion of the last one. It was like, we are never talking about this again because it will not go anywhere good.
Right. Well,
so I don't want to.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we do in a sense. So,
okay.
Basically, what happened?
Before we start,
go.
I have not been that distressed, like acutely distressed, in a really long time. So, if I tell you like we need to move on, can we move on, please?
Yes.
Like if at some point I'm like, this is too much and we're going to stop.
Yes.
Thank you.
So basically, I've started using LSD again, which I haven't had access to it. Well, and I haven't really had time and energy and all that good stuff in a year and a half or so. And anyway, I came across some, and so yeah, I tripped in front of you. There was a weird miscommunication, blah, blah, blah. And basically I triggered the shit out of you. Very, very hardcore. And I talked to my therapist about that, actually. And
I'm really glad you did. I was hoping you would.
Yeah. And she kind of explains it. I mean, you know, a lot of what we talked about in the haunted episode was that I just feel like that's an irrational fear. And basically I wish you would get over it was kind of my mindset there. And that's
where it ended, was that I'm just going to fucking get over it because I can't do this anymore.
Right. And so that's not totally fair. In talking to her, I mean, I shouldn't call it an irrational fear because that doesn't help you at all.
You're correct.
But mostly it is a fear, but it's not something that's like part of BPD is like the things that trigger you are just automatic, like physical responses to things. Yeah. And it's not something that it's something that you don't have control over. And that's what makes it BPD.
Yes.
So she helped me understand that. And that was good. I mean, that kind of brought new understanding into how I was feeling, a couple of weeks ago.
At your therapist, if you're listening, thank you. It kind of hurts my feelings that you had to have someone else tell you when, like, it wasn't enough for me to say it, but whatever, as long as it gets through.
I mean, if
I could control it, none of this would be happening, but I literally can't.
I know. I probably would have listened to you if we weren't in the middle of a huge fight about it.
Probably. I would like to think so, at least.
So, yeah. So, I genuinely apologize for triggering you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But so today, I asked you if maybe that was something we could do again, if I could trip. And we could, like, paint and do something creative again, because that was a lot of fun. Like, we made music together, or we learned a song together while I was tripping.
I think the key to me being comfortable with it, well, one, I'm in a class right now about substance use and family dynamics, which LOL is my entire life. But the section I just finished reading was hallucinogenics. Hallucinogens, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I know it. And I've been really excited to read about it because I'm genuinely interested in psychology and psychodynamics and shit. Like, that's why I'm in this class. And I didn't come into it to be like, okay, time to judge everything. I'm excited to learn about them because I know what a psychedelic is, but I don't know much about it. And like, I have no experience with it. Obviously, that's the root of this, is that it terrifies the shit out of me. But comparing like the side effects and the chronic the effects of chronic use, and the effects of acute use, there's really no, at least whenever this was published in 2018, so there's no real dependence that evolves. You don't evolve dependence. You don't have withdrawal symptoms. You might have psychological dependence, but you don't have like physical dependence on it. And there's a really low rate of addiction. So I know, and this is LOL. I just got upset because like someone else had to tell you the things that I told you, but this is me being told the things that you've told me. And I think seeing it in a book is really helping me. Because it's clinical and I care about research. And I'm a dick. I don't know.
How much more research do you need than, hey, I've done it hundreds of times?
You need control studies and stuff. I don't know. It's
Fine.
just, this is, hush,
I'm
I love
being
you.
crass.
I listen to you.
Yes,
but this is how it's getting through to me. And I think that's kind of what matters, is that it's getting through. But just the more that I'm learning about it, and this is my second class, LOL, but whatever. I'm excited to learn about, like, clinically, there's not a lot of basis for like addiction and stuff, which is fabulous. I forget where I was going with that. But so I was listening to that, whatever. I think that's what I was going to say. The key, I think, to making me comfortable with being around you using it will be exactly not exactly, but close to what we did with weed, because I was also like, I don't want to be around you if you're high. I was less opposed, but I was still pretty uncomfortable. Like, I almost had a panic attack the first time you got high around me. I had to do a worksheet and stuff like that. And talk to my therapist about it, which helped, and it was fine. But that first time was not fine. I freaked out. But now I'm okay with it, and I'm comfortable with you being high around me, at least with marijuana, because that's the normal now for you, or like around me, whatever. Because we found ways for me to be like close to you, and for us to be intimate and like interact with each other well, and make me like a part of that experience with you.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't think it's okay because it's normal. I think it's okay because there's there's nothing bad that comes out of that, right? I mean, are there any negative...
I mean, I'm not commenting on like the goodness or badness of, or danger of drugs right now. I'm just saying, like, I don't have a problem with you smoking, and now I'm used to it because I'm around it. So, I mean, literally, I've just gotten used to it. I'm not commenting on like the moral good or bad of pot, because it doesn't bother me. Like, you smoking weed really doesn't bother me in a moral way. That's not what I mean.
Right.
So, but now it's just a normal part of our relationship, something that I have become accustomed to. So I think it's probably going to take a little longer for me to become accustomed to LSD, because it's very other to me. But I think your wine, I was open to the suggestion of like acid and paint, basically, because we do wine and paint a lot. And that's something creative that like we interact with each other a lot. And I'm comfortable with that. So I don't know. I feel like I would feel close to you while we were doing that, because when you're high, I'm usually sucking your dick or like making music with you or touching you. Like, we're usually close physically and emotionally. And I think what I did my worksheet on with the first time you got high around me was like, oh God, I have it somewhere, but it's not on hand right now. It was like the stuck points, the beliefs were like, my boyfriend has to get high to enjoy being around me. The feelings were like abandoned. I felt alone, like you didn't want to be there with me. Or like you would rather be like escaping or whatever than be around me. And it was just a lot of like abandonment feelings. So I think we talked about that in the haunted episode, but whatever. It's just, that's a lot of the fear of like a drug that I don't have.
Can I interject real quick?
With.
It's related.
No. Yes.
It's
yes,
related.
you can.
So that's what my therapist and I talked about today was, she brought up those points that, I mean, that was an abandonment trigger, like hardcore. And I said, yeah, that's what she said. But I mean, honestly, kind of what really felt like happened was that you abandoned me in a way. And like, because you just kind of like curled up in a ball on the couch. And it's funny, as soon as we started playing music, you really like came out of that shell. But as soon as we stopped, you went right back into it. I really noticed that, and that was very apparent. So it's funny that like, but I mean, I guess you didn't necessarily abandon me. You were just dealing with your problems internally, I guess.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Where like when I feel abandoned, I get really avoidant.
Yeah.
Because the like other option is just to freak out super externally, and I've never been that person.
Right.
Like, I've never externalized. And
that's healthy, I suppose. I mean, as far as a relationship goes, I think as opposed to acting out and having protest behavior. I mean, I guess that's a form of protest behavior, but it's not acting out. It's not acting out your protest behavior. It's just kind of working on it internally.
Yeah, it's like positive versus negative, as in like external positive, like it's an addition to your behavior, and negative, it's like a taking away of behavior.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a negative protest behavior.
Getting avoidant?
Yeah.
I mean, well, kind of.
At least for me, like, because I don't get avoidant because I'm like, oh, don't touch me. It's like, I need your attention and I don't know how to tell you.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't feel like I'm being given what I need and I'm afraid to ask for whatever reason.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
A serious miscommunication. Like, it was probably my fault, but it happened. And I didn't realize you'd already started tripping. And so that was the last trigger in that chain. Right. There were multiple leading up to me being like, all right, fuck this. I'm just going to be a crab on the couch. Like a hermit crab.
Right. Here's you as a crab.
I love that. Here's May as a crab. Did therapist lady TM kind of clear some of that up for you?
Yeah, she did. Okay. And kind of I ended that with, so what do I do? How much do I dance around her triggers as opposed to like trying to engage them and maybe like help her work on them? I mean, if they are actually like built-in fears, I mean, the only way to like get rid of fear is just to confront it, you know?
I can answer that.
Okay. She couldn't really. She said it was a very good question. It
is. But I think I could answer that. We need to not do what we already did. I think it just needs to be collaborative, and there need to be like activities where I feel close to you.
Okay. And I genuinely thought that's what we were doing.
And it's not what I thought we were doing. And that's fine. Like, it's too late. This has already happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like shit on you for the experience. And you're definitely not going to shit on me for that experience. Like, it's done.
Yeah.
And we were not on the same page. And that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
And that was super having a decent time. But now we know.
I mean, I ended up having a decent time. I'm excited that we did like learn a song together. That felt really important to me.
That one was really fun to sing. I'm glad we did that because we haven't done music together like we hadn't in a while.
Right.
But so I think that there needs to be like seriously clear communication. And I know we tried, but we're going to try again. And there need to be activities that I feel close to you with. Like, me feeling important to you and like involved in what you're doing is incredibly important, I think, for me to not feeling abandoned, like when you're high in whatever way.
Yes.
I'm needy.
I know. Okay? But part of me inviting you and wanting you to be there with me was exactly, hey, I want you to be here a part of this and not doing it without you and away from you.
I understand that, but there was like no schedule and it was just like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm operating on fear right now.
Okay.
So I think having like something planned beforehand is a good idea.
All right. So,
because I remember when we had our first wine and paint night, I was painting and you went, okay, so I know you're comfortable when you're doing this. So while you're painting, please tell me about your family life. Like, you've done that before. Wine and paint is a pretty solid activity for me to face with fear.
Sure. Cool.
So I'm just talking a whole lot. But yes, so yeah, I think it just needs to be collaboration where like I know what we're doing and I have agreed to these things.
Makes sense.
Because that's all. I just want to be in the loop and like feel like I have power over the situation too.
Okay.
And now I know what to do if something goes wrong with like, if you get a bad batch, like I asked you about that and I was fucking terrified when I asked about it. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm now in charge of this probably. No. But now I know. And it felt like it. But now I know if something happens, I know what to do. Right. And I'm not asking that on the spot. I'm not like worrying about something happening to you. I just know what to do now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm more than capable of taking care of myself.
I know, but like, there's always a chance that'll happen. And there's a higher chance because it's an illicit substance. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
if you're having a seizure on the floor, you can't call 911. So.
Right. Of course.
That's what I mean. I don't want to underestimate the importance of like being safe.
Makes sense.
And like I'm not your babysitter necessarily, but I will be the sober person. Well, lightly, the more unintoxicated person in the room who will be in charge of that. And that's scary.
Okay.
Just for me, because I like being taken care of.
Yeah.
So trip and paint was the best suggestion, I think.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, generally with tripping, like I'm capable of doing anything I would normally do.
Apparently you can't read on the come up.
Yeah. Sometimes reading gets weird.
Yeah.
I'm maybe like slightly dyslexic anyway. So tripping.
Yeah, you looked at my witch hazel like face stuff and you were like, does that say Dick Onion?
Yeah.
The brand is Dickinson's.
Yeah.
Just for reference. Well, yeah, let's like make food. And I'll be little and then you trip and then we paint. Because I want to like snack and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't want you to ruin a pan.
Okay. We'll see. It may be a while before we can do that. I was just talking to some buddies and we're supposed to get together and trip together.
Yeah.
And my next available weekend's not for like another month. So it may be a while before it actually happens, or it may just be like a weeknight.
Okay. I'm never over at your house on a weeknight, but I can try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll figure stuff out. We have new schedules now, so.
Oh yeah, I know. Mine's just now switching. And I have all the jobs. I've never had this many jobs before in my life.
I need more jobs.
Take some of mine. You would not like any of my jobs. I'm going to see tiny little girl that I used to sit, though. I love her so much.
That's exciting. That's good. And what,
Yeah.
so she has Downs?
Yes, she has Down syndrome.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick her up from school tomorrow, and it's a surprise. She's going to lose her fucking shit. I'm so excited.
That's cool. That's really sweet.
Yeah, we're going to go to the pool tomorrow. I cannot wait. And I'm probably going to stay for dinner with the family because she doesn't have any therapies after school on Thursdays. So we're just going to go straight home and hang out at the pool and then probably have like pizza for dinner with her family.
Cool. Yeah,
That's why I can't make it to the movies. Sorry, I love you.
That's okay. I'm going to take my daughter out to eat and then to the movie theater.
She's so cute.
It'll be fun. It's Pokemon. I don't think it's going to be too crazy for her. I asked a buddy of mine. It's PG. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's got some action sequences, and Pikachu says hell at one point. Thanks, Pikachu.
Ah!
I know, right?
She watches things get like decapitated in Mononoke, so I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke is in theaters sometime this year, and
is it really?
Debating taking her to that. I'm gonna get some weird looks.
Like PG-13, right?
It is.
And she's how old? Do you want to reiterate?
She was 2 and she started watching it. It's just got like some weird like violence in it.
There's so much blood in that movie.
Yeah, there is. I don't think it's detrimental to her brain or anything like that, is it?
I do either, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it is pretty wildly inappropriate. Like, it's not going to harm her, but it's definitely not for 2-year-olds.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but it's, I guess my point is it's not like violence for the sake of hatred. Mm-hmm. It all has like this underlying message of like this. I mean, it is kind of hate based. There's this demon who's kind of like taking over and blah, blah, blah. And all that stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the same themes as a lot of other movies.
It's not like playing GTA, though.
Right, yeah. I mean, she's not like... yeah. It's not like gratuitous gore porn or anything like that. Yeah, it's just some like super powerful demon who can shoot the heads off of people with an arrow. And it only happens it happens a handful of times, but... Basically, it's a story about good and evil and... some strong females and some like ambiguous morality, really, which I think is, I think it's important to understand that not everything is black and white.
I can agree with that. And I'm excited to see what she thinks of it as she gets older.
Yeah.
Because now I'm sure she really doesn't understand the ambiguous morality because she's 3.
Probably not. Probably not.
She just doesn't get it, or developmentally, I don't think she's capable of it. But as she gets older, I'm excited to see her feelings about Princess Mononoke and like just as she understands the depth of the characters. I think it will be cool to talk about with her.
But I think it is going to leave a lasting impression that not every. I mean, even now, I think she understands that who's the bad guy here, who's the good guy here. It's obvious that that's not a clear-cut answer. So I think that's important.
The demon pig is the bad guy?
I mean, yeah, kind of, but he's a demon pig because somebody's trying to like. The demon came out of this like sort of hatred towards nature in general.
I haven't seen the whole thing continuously.
Yeah. So this demon comes out of the whole concept of hatred versus nature in general. So that's where the demon kind of spawns from. So the demon's not necessarily a bad guy either. He's just trying to like, it's just like a natural response, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're deep concepts. Yeah, they may be a little too deep for a 2 or a 3-year-old.
They are.
But
they won't be in a little bit. I mean,
right. I don't think they're completely lost on her, you know?
No, yeah, because the argument is like, fairy tales teach kids and, you know, older kids that there's like, whatever, romance and good and evil and like things always work out like a storybook. I mean, if those lessons can carry over into older childhood, then why can't something like this?
Exactly. Yeah, some white guy is not going to come sweep you off your feet and like kiss the disease out of you and then go kill some monsters for you. It's just not going to happen.
But you did. Just kidding. I still have BPD. Psych.
Shit.
Oh, it was actually really funny. Go me.
Okay, so let's so another thing my therapist says is we need to like focus in on some stuff.
Like what?
Well, talking about your cat could only be so interesting to even ourselves at a later date, you know.
Okay, we'll cut it out. Well, what do you want to focus in on?
I don't know. I brought up the last couple of topics.
I feel like that was kind of the thing to talk about, though.
True.
And yeah, well, you're in charge here, so you're welcome. You wanted this. Let's think. What did we talk about last night?
Substance addiction versus
process addiction.
Process addiction.
And your crazy ex.
Yeah, my crazy ex.
And how I liked one of her pictures by accident. And then she messaged me. Because sometimes it'd be like that.
I guess.
Hey. But substance versus process addictions. This was in like the introductory class. I'm doing an online class in 6 weeks as opposed to 14 weeks on substance use and family dynamics. And the DSM-5 only recognizes, according to my teacher, who is like an expert and who I like admire the fuck out of. She's so cool. I've been involved with her for like 2 years now, and she's helped me with individual projects and my thesis. And I'm going to be working under her next year. This coming year. She's rad as fuck. But she's presenting at a conference right now. And so her first class was talking about in the DSM how the only process addiction, as in, you know, not a substance that's recognized in the DSM, is gambling. And that's sex, porn, gaming. None of those are recognized right now.
Loot boxes. Microtransactions.
Make them illegal.
Candy.
And candy, yeah, for real. And food addictions and all those things are not recognized right now. They need more study to be recognized as a process addiction. And that just means not a substance.
Well, you know, if you would just have sex with fat people, we wouldn't have that problem.
You are having sex with the fat people, so...
Oh my God. No.
Yes. We can talk about neoliberalism and how it makes me want to kill people.
No politics.
Why?
As per my therapist.
She can't tell us what to do.
I mean, I agree with you.
You're paying her here, not the other way around.
There's not much discussion there I mean, neoconservatives are just as bad as neoliberals. Yeah. I mean, politics is heading in a really terrible direction. And actually, so I kind of had a very mini conversation with my therapist today about how like the latest generations of kids don't necessarily seem to like have any sort of personal responsibility.
Okay.
Which I mean, everybody kind of knows that, I guess.
is that the kids of today or just young people in general? Like, I think they'll grow out of that.
I mean, I hope so.
Well, I would fucking hope so, I guess, too. But I mean, we can't expect like an 8-year-old to be an adult. Kids are going to be shitheads for a while.
I think she's talking about like people entering the workforce now.
Oh, okay. Wait, like my age?
Probably, yeah.
Butthole, I have personal accountability.
You do. But...
I'm thinking of my fellow intern who has ruined my supervisor's like sense of happiness. And I think that's kind of true, at least for her. And the rest of my class, like in the college I was in, they definitely have no fucking sense of personal responsibility. Like they've strongly disliked me, probably for other reasons, I don't know, but because I didn't carry them. Like if they didn't do the work, I wasn't going to do it for them. And that really bothered them.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty small sample, like 50 people, but I can agree with that. I really, like, they would ask for extensions and deadline moves like the night before because they didn't start their papers until the night before. And I mean, me neither. But if you're going to stick to that schedule, like if you're going to decide that you're going to procrastinate, then you get it done anyway. Like you set your schedule and then you stick to it no matter what. You don't ask for an extension because you were a fucking idiot. Like, I'm going to procrastinate, but I will get it done and I will get an A.
Yeah.
But you can't ask your professional professors, LOL, professional professors, TM, to accommodate your lack of planning. So I guess I can agree with that. And they're 21, maybe 22. So yeah, we just graduated.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I guess I hate saying those things, but I would say you are correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's not too much discussion to have there.
No, I wonder if that's just because of like adolescence. I mean, it biologically and neurobiologically, adolescence doesn't end until you're 25, 24 or 25-ish.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, that's what they say.
But now, like, the social conception of adolescence is also expanding. Like, the word adulting makes my nerves grate in a way that I can't even tell you. But that whole concept of like, and LOL, I'm saying this as someone who's a little, like the concept of still being a kid even when you're an adult and presenting yourself to the world as though like, I don't know what I'm doing. And part of it is like realism, as in like everyone just kind of is faking it till someone yells at them or like continue doing shit this way until you're told not to. But I don't think a lot of people, I guess my age, see themselves as capable or feel that they've been prepared. But I mean, at what point is it your job to prepare yourself? Like, make it happen. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that goes, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just becoming more acceptable for like people to be teenagers longer than they are.
I don't know. I don't really understand why. I mean, you need to start your career as early as possible.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you can't just wait around until, I'm 30 now. I'm starting a career.
Yeah. And I'm delaying it with the master's, but it's ultimately to have a much better career.
I mean, well, you started your career as soon as you started on your social work path. I mean, that's the beginning of your career. Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. I don't think I thought of it that way.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I guess it even started with when I was babysitting, because that's a pretty significant reference on my resume now.
Yeah, I agree. Even if you didn't, I mean, my career started a long time ago, and I didn't necessarily mean for it to. So yeah, I mean, sometimes your career starts without you even really realizing it.
Fair. I don't think everyone sees that as a reality, though. Like, as soon as you start your program, which, I mean, I feel like I started my career when I came back to school. Because I was really ready. Like, after I took my year off, I've gotten a lot out of my education. I've been in a mindset where it's like, this is my shit. Like, this is my career. But I don't think a lot of us, whatever, take school as seriously as we should. Because before I left, it was like survival. I need to pass these things because I need to pass them, and that's it. I just need to get through it. And
Yeah,
so I think a lot of us just kind of see school as like a thing you do and not as a stepping stone to your career or the first step in it.
right, exactly. Or yeah, I don't know. It's really strange because, the whole Bernie Sanders campaign, not to get political here, but people are politicizing like university. And Jordan Peterson argues that university is where the degradation of our society is coming from. That's
Really?
where all these neoliberal, like postmodernist ideas are coming from, is the university. But
What's
then,
wrong with postmodernism?
what?
What's wrong with postmodernism? Deconstruction.
Yeah, but what are you deconstructing? Why are you deconstructing something that's good?
Because it's not always good.
It's not always good, but I mean, overall, America has historically been pretty good.
I don't know. I appreciate deconstruction a lot. I guess just in theory, or, I really appreciate like discussion of deconstruction and like, why are things this way? Why do we think this way? When you pull apart a process that's integral to American life, like what does it actually consist of? What are the processes that make the world go around in our society? And I find that really interesting.
Sure.
So
But
maybe not to be like, let's actually deconstruct society. Like I enjoy picking things apart socially and understanding what makes those up.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of this, I'm not sure if it's, deconstruction just because people are bored or just they're that privileged and that's why they need to make some sort of like weird martyr of themselves, kind of. I don't know. Or, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, not everybody, you don't have to go to university to make it in life. There's a lot of things that you don't need to make it in life, I guess. And it's kind of strange to me. I don't know, that kind of bothers me in a way, is that a lot of people seem to have this mindset of this is how you should live your life. This is what a successful life, this is what a happy life looks like, is this amount of money, this living condition, this. And this is what you need to be happy. And like they're trying to force that on everyone, which is kind of strange, instead of just giving people the choice to live however they want to live. And university is a part of that by making university free, and the notion of that is kind of crazy, because there's a lot of people who are going to university now who never graduate. They're just accumulating a lot of debt. Making it free, I don't think that's going to solve any of the problems. I think it's just going to like create more problems. It's going to extend teenager, the social status of a teenager, basically.
Okay.
I think it's going to extend that from 18 on to 23 at least, like more so than it is now.
I'm going to pipe in with the opposition that I always have to one part of what you just said, which is that like you're saying like letting people kind of just live how they want. Like people don't really directly choose to live in poverty. And that's really the one that I bring up, is like people aren't just like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to like live on the street. That sounds great. I'm choosing this. There are lots of little things that add up to adverse consequences, like homelessness. And it's not like they're like, yeah, I'm never going to get a job. I want to be homeless.
No. Hang on. Living on the street and being homeless is way far removed from like having a house and making like minimum wage working at McDonald's or something.
Can you say that again? I don't understand.
I'm talking about like, people choosing to live however they want to live. Like you directly equated that to like people living on the street. I mean, I agree that most people don't want to live under a bridge. Sure. Some people do choose to be homeless and they're perfectly fine living, off the grid, I guess.
Thanks, Ron Swanson.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, mentally ill people who end up on the street and homeless and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, they didn't choose that. But, I mean, there's a lot of people who do choose poverty. I mean, it's a choice, is it or is it not a choice to do well in school, to apply yourself in school?
It's a choice to apply yourself. It's not a choice to say that like that's where your talent lies, because there are people that try really, really hard and it's just not their strength. Like, there's nothing about the way that I work that makes me really good at standardized tests. I just am a very good test taker. This is always where my abilities have been. I'm very book smart, but I suck ass at video games. I
Okay.
can't play sports for my life. There are different kinds of intelligence. And like
Okay.
academic
there's-
intelligence is not, if you don't have it, you might not get it. It's just people think differently. I think there are like 13 different areas of intelligence. I don't recall.
So there's different aptitudes. People have different aptitudes towards different ways of life, sure.
Yeah.
So trying to shoehorn everyone into standardized testing in university is probably like a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's a difference between making college free and letting everybody in, because you still have to qualify. You still have to not suck at the requirements of a college to get in. Doesn't mean they can't deny you. But if you get in, you don't have to pay. As
That
someone who almost
seems
just like shit out a kidney because I was going to have to take out $40,000 in loans, sounds pretty nice, man.
yeah, but listen to that sort of like discriminatory practice though.
What?
If it's free, if there's no like monetary barrier to get into something, the only other barrier is like an intelligence level, then I suppose.
Mhm.
So then like you're
An academic intelligence level, yeah.
so I don't know, that just sounds incredibly unfair to
What?
I don't know.
You can get accepted to college based on like your sports ability. You can suck at classes and go play football for the shittiest team in the country.
Yeah.
Good old my college.
Yeah. I still don't think it should be free. I mean, our public
I
school
think
kind of
it's
blows.
it's far more discriminatory to say, well, you qualify, but you can't pay for it. So no. You know, people can be born with incredible intelligence, even if they're in poverty. So like, why deny them based on their income? Like, that doesn't mean anything about you as a person. Especially
Yeah.
if you're a minor applying to college. I find it discriminatory on that front. It definitely wouldn't be like, wow, you can handle college, like you're intelligent enough, whatever, like you fit this bill. So your SES, your socioeconomic status doesn't matter. You can't control your parents' income level. So why would that be a barrier to your education if that's what you want and if that's what you can achieve? The reverse of that is not discriminatory. It's
yeah, I mean,
removing
my parents
discrimination.
didn't pay for my school.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also decided you didn't want to go.
Well, no, but I mean, I had scholarships, but I paid all of my student loans back.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, I don't know. I still disagree that making it free is any sort of solution to anything. I don't know what they're trying to achieve by making it free.
Letting people have education.
That's what public school's for.
State we live in, TM, has the worst public schools ever.
Okay, so turning university into a public school is better or worse?
Okay, but where's the middle ground there? Because my tuition has gone up every single year for no reason other than they just want to turn a profit. So how much, like, should there be regulation on how much they charge so like they can still turn a profit and keep the place nice or like maintained, but so they're not fucking gouging us? Because if I didn't get in-state tuition, I'd be paying $18,000 a semester for graduate school, and out-of-state tuition was like $40,000 a semester, which is fucking insane.
It is. I would argue that a lot of that has to do with federally subsidized loans.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what that means. Continue. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, the government is making it possible for anyone to pay that. Yeah, it's crazy, but you can get a loan and pay that back. So the university doesn't care if you pay that now or if you pay that over the next 10 years.
Okay. Noted. And because
so just
I am
making it
privileged
easier,
AF, I've never had a loan, so I'm paying it up front.
So they're making it easier and easier for more people to get loans. A loan just means you can pay money that you don't have.
Yeah.
So I think that inherently drives prices up.
Okay.
Because that increases the demand for something. Or at least it does in a way. It makes that something more attainable. So, yes, I guess
What's
that
wrong with
increases.
education being more attainable, though? Because saying it should be like exclusive to those who can afford it or pay a crazy amount of money per semester is so elitist.
Well, it's not. You're kind of arguing that university is some sort of like that you need university to succeed in life.
It depends what you want to do. We've talked about this. I could not be.
You can't do anything you want to do.
Wait, did we say our professions on this?
Not really. We know you're a social worker.
Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't be a social worker without at least one degree. It depends what you want to do. You don't need one for what you do, but I do need one. And you do need degrees if you want to be a doctor. Like, just because you're not in a professional program per se isn't that you don't need a degree. Doesn't mean like college is useless for every other profession. You have to be educated to do professional things in the literal sense of a professional thing. So yeah, you can make it without one. There are lots of amazing things you can do, and you don't necessarily need one. But there are very important jobs like social work that need a professional degree. And the world would stop spinning if there were not social workers. I will tell you that right now.
I mean,
we're everywhere. We do everything. There are so many things that could not function well without social workers.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, again, you kind of just have this tangled web of government accreditation.
Mm-hmm. Which I find it hard to speak to because I have... Oh, wait. Never mind. I misinterpreted. I was still thinking of like government subsidies because I can't really speak to it. I've never gotten a loan, so I don't... It's hard for me to conceptualize that. But yeah, accreditation is a tough thing because it's state to state.
I still think my point stands that you don't need university to make it in life. No, not everybody can be a doctor, but I mean, how many doctors do you need? I mean, at some point, the demand for them, the supply outweighs the demand. So yeah, there has to be some sort of hard limit to how many doctors you can have.
And the limit is kind of reached by the fact that not everyone is intelligent or hardworking enough to be a doctor. Medical school is fucking tough.
Sure.
A lot of they have a really, really low acceptance rate because you got to cut it.
Sure.
So I think I'm trying to mediate your point. Is like, yeah, you don't need college to succeed, but it's not like college is completely useless. Like there are lots of things that you need to go to college for if you want to do. It's just there's a healthy mix, you know. It's not like college should be abolished or has no use. Like that's really not true.
No, that's not true. I agree.
You don't need it. Like there are lots of things you can do without a degree. I'm just trying to mediate the point, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think your point really weighs in towards college needs to be free.
Okay. Sorry, we're talking about politics.
It's fine. I mean, this is the tangent that we went on that we got excited about, so.
You're right. We already talked about feelings and stuff, so.
Yeah, I mean, our feelings and stuff have been pretty good.
After, like, the catastrophe that was the haunted episode.
Yeah.
We just backed off after that.
Yeah, I mean, because everything else has been pretty great between us. You mentioned yesterday that you're drinking a lot. And I said, yeah, that's because you're hanging out with me a lot.
I'm getting fat because all I'm doing is eating pizza and drinking beer. You still think I'm cute, though, so it's fine.
I do. Now, do you want to lose weight?
Yes. Oh, my God. I've been thinking about it a lot lately.
Well,
I'm really, really cute when I weigh less than this. This is the most I've ever weighed.
Well, do something about it.
I know, and I can. That's the thing. I'm just being stupid. The diet portion of it is really overwhelming. It takes more money than I have. At least it did. You know, when I didn't have to pay for my shit. Like, when I was living at home, I was able to lose 30 pounds in a summer because I had no job going on. I had not my money to pay for, like, what I was eating and things like that. And those are all excuses. But I need to, like, sit down and plan my diet because I know what to eat and I know what I like. But it's a lot of meal preparation and a lot of money for grocery shopping. And I'm getting overwhelmed by it. And that's most of the reason I'm not.
I don't know. I've lost weight before, and I realized I haven't lost, I don't know. I mean, I can drop 20 pounds.
It's pretty impressive.
All I did was I found something that I needed. I knew what I needed to cut. I knew what I was doing way too much of. And I mean, basically, it was just sugar. I just cut out all of the sugar that I was consuming.
That is what I need to do because I'm just eating straight shit lately. Or I'm eating too much. Like, I know that.
I'd say that you eat more than me.
Oh, I do. For sure. That's definitely a fact.
You do seem to eat a lot of like snacks and stuff too.
Yeah. I just like food, man.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
So, no. I mean, there are ways to make it happen. I just need to actually do it.
Yeah, and I don't think it needs to be as expensive as you think it needs to be. I think you just need to like cut some stuff out. Because I mean, you can eat food for cheaper than you can go out and buy it for. I mean, you can have a relatively healthy diet, for not a ton of money. I mean, because I eat a relatively healthy diet. I still eat junk here and there, sure. I'll go to Taco Bell once a week or so, but but fast food once a week isn't going to hurt anybody. You'll drop a lot more weight if you eat fast food. Never. I've done that before.
I used to never eat it ever.
Yeah. I'm probably a bad influence right now because
I just never used to eat it. Huh?
I could stand to gain weight, so I'm probably a bad influence on you right now.
Yeah, you don't eat much of anything. Real talk.
Yeah.
And when you do, it is generally trash, which is kind of funny. Or, I mean, most of your calories are alcohol. Yeah. And like Cheez-Its and sandwiches.
I don't eat that many Cheez-Its.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I just have like a handful of Cheez-Its with lunch.
You're just not a big like vegetable person because really what you eat, like, I'm not trying to shit on you. I swear to God.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not a vegetable person.
I know. And so that's the thing is like, you don't eat a lot of like grains or fruits. You just really don't eat very much food. Yeah. When I get healthy though, I usually eat like mostly vegetables. I like eat veggies and meat and that's kind of it. Like I eat fruit. I mean like a little bit, but I'll do eggs and like Greek yogurt and salads and chicken. Basically that's and fish. That's it.
Yeah.
So it does, the way I've been doing it is fairly expensive because fresh vegetables cost money, as do like fish costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, but you and I like to go out and I'm not always home. So if I food prep, it's going to go bad. And that's also what's getting complicated about it is I don't have a set schedule. Like who knows where I'm going to be on a Wednesday?
Well, what I end up doing a lot is just getting like a lot of canned goods. Canned vegetables they've got a lot of salt. You can find vegetables with reduced sodium.
Yeah. I need to do that. I need to stock up on like tomatoes and okra. Shit, I love that.
Yeah, and that's going to have a lot of salt in it. I mean, stuff like you can get some greens and some corn and stuff with like very, no salt added, stuff like that. That's what I would do.
I really like my frozen vegetables.
Yeah, frozen vegetables.
Corn that is super good.
Yeah, and you can get like store brand frozen vegetables for not a ton of money. Budgetbites.com. That's bites with a Y. Budgetbites.com has some good like cheap recipes that are, they're good. That's if you feel like really putting something together. But they've got like meal prep and stuff like that. Beef meal prep, breakfast meal prep, chicken meal prep. I like Budget Bites. It's good enough.
Noted. Thank you. And I really like meal prep, so that sounds nice.
Yep. I've never done any of their meal preps now.
I know, because you don't do leftovers.
Let's see. Yumly is another good recipe site that I go to. And, what's my other favorite? Delish. Delish has a lot of good recipes. Yeah.
I don't ever use it, but like I know of it.
Those are kind of my 3 go-tos.
So I don't know. I think I need to take a shift of like, this has to be like a total lifestyle change to where like I can just eat less and I'll lose weight and it'll be fine.
True.
Because I've only really lost weight like in a big way once. And I've never even been that fat. Like I've always thought I was a fucking whale and I'm not. I mean, I probably am now, but I have never been.
You're not.
But losing weight early in college was like, I biked for like an hour every day. I ate completely differently. I tracked everything I ate. And then I came back to college and I kept it off for like a year and a half. And then dating my boyfriend was also a bad experience. And like he stopped working out. I stopped working out and marching band got in the way and stuff like that. and I just stopped putting effort into it.
Yeah.
And then I dated someone else who like actively promoted me gaining weight, which was not cool, but I stayed. So here we are. Yeah, I think it just doesn't need to be as drastic as I think it does.
Probably not. I mean, it's not going to happen in that sense. It's not going to happen overnight, but you will drop.
Yeah, and that's what I want. Like, I want it to be sustainable. And I really do miss working out. I've been actively missing riding my bike lately and like doing yoga and stuff. I really do like it, and I miss like feeling strong.
I am
like,
totally down for
physically.
tripping and going on a bike ride.
Okay. I need to start like, yeah, because I fucking hate running. I hate running.
Yeah.
But I really love riding my bike, and that's like my preferred exercise.
Yeah, I used to ride my bike when I was little all the time. Like my friends all around the block and stuff like that, we would all ride our bikes.
That's really cute. Well, I'll bring over some like exercise shit, and I'll just ride my bike in your neighborhood sometimes.
Yeah, you've got your tire pump that we need.
In my car, yeah.
Yeah, I need to look into fixing my bike.
Okay. Well, I'll ride mine around while you do stuff.
Okay.
All right. What time is it?
It's time. Anyway.
That's about all.
That's about all.
Peace out.
Peace out.
I love you.